Right, let's go, you fucking dickheads. Oh, the
harsh. Oh, did you just bang your head off something there?
made me foot. Oh, bastard.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
That's probably the best way I could have imagined to start one of these. Mark fucking lamping his foot off something.
Bastard.
That's quality stuff.
Yes.
Right, let's go, you
So anyway,
dickheads.
yeah, here we go again. Before we start, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Luke for putting our intros and outro animations together on the videos for us, because I haven't got a fucking notion how to do that sort of shit.
Thanks,
Okay.
Luke.
Fair play to Luke.
Cheers, bud.
And Kirby as well for sending some quality content over the last couple of days. But we won't say anything about that now. Let's just say that we have some interesting developments in the pipeline. Interesting possibilities.
Excuse me?
See how it pans.
So good man Kirby for that.
Fine, Kirby.
And on that note, actually, if just anyone who's listening wants to support the show or get in touch with contacts for interviews or any of that kind of stuff, just hit us up on Facebook, and we have an Instagram page and all that kind of stuff. So I'll put the links.
Or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
We sent to the mix, like.
big time. Anybody wants to cross promote, any makers of sparring gear, fight gear, hit us up and we can do some sort of cross promotional competitions and stuff like that. All this kind of cross pollination and stuff is the way to go forward with this kind of thing.
Big word for this hour today.
The glasses.
We win the glasses.
Yeah,
Have a
because I'm old and blind. So anyway,
Go on.
yeah, boom, we're back just like that. Kablamo. And the most recent UFC, which was actually had taken place the day before our last podcast, if I'm not mistaken, was UFC 260.
Yeah.
60.
So we'll just talk about the main event. We'll try and keep this one a little bit shorter than our fucking hour-long marathons.
Yeah.
that let's be honest with you, even none of us want to sit through again.
No.
So the first fight on the main card, if I remember correctly, was a lightweight fight against Jamie Mullarkey, who I think is he Australian?
There was a few Australians on that card.
Against Kama Worthy. Yeah. Lightweight fight. Do you remember anything in particular about it?
I remember it was wasn't it Kama Worthy that got knocked the fuck out?
Yeah.
It was a second little what I do remember about it is Kama Worthy threw a couple of shots and Mullarkey caught out of them on the guard real nice. Top out with a left hook, was it?
Yeah, it was
a left hook, and it was fucking pretty.
It was, what would you call it? Textbook. It was a textbook left hook. It was beautiful.
He's young as well, Jamie Mullarkey.
He's what?
He's young as well, like he's 26.
He's 26 or something like that. Yeah, but
good finisher as well. He's only had one decision. In his
fairness,
wins,
they both came out shooting.
Oh yeah.
But he seemed, even, I know it ended in I don't know, 40 seconds or some mad shit like that. But they both came out shooting. But even in that very short time, you could tell he was the more accurate.
Oh yeah.
And this is where the whole accuracy over power comes in. His shots at the outset might not have been landing really heavily, but they were
touching.
They were on target. They were all. There was nothing wild.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Isn't Worthy known to be a bit of a brawler, isn't he?
He's definitely more of a stand and swing than pick you apart for sure. Yeah. But that left hook is beautiful, and
pretty much.
I only noticed the kind of, you know, you only notice half this stuff in the replay, and I only noticed in the replay that he was feinting as he went in. I think he was feinting with the right as he moved in,
Yes.
and just caught him with the left hook out of nowhere. It was a lovely finish.
He's a
What
big
was he
dude
ranked?
for 55, isn't he?
Is he what?
He's a big dude for 55.
Is he
It's long.
tall? Yeah,
He's like
he's
six,
a tall
he's 6
dude.
foot tall.
Yeah,
And he's well put together.
he has a very
For a lightweight.
even. He's an even distribution. He's not
Yeah.
he's not overly lanky, and he's not overly bulky. I think
Yeah.
lightweight is a good weight for him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
By the way, this edition of the podcast is unofficially sponsored by Kraken Rum. If anyone from Kraken Rum is listening, hit me up. Is he ranked after
No.
that
I don't
fight?
think he's ranked. No.
Neither of them are ranked.
No, not either of them are ranked.
It would be,
See, and the other thing is he's coming off 2 losses, 2 decision
yes,
losses.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that
Yeah.
it was a kind of he needed to put a stamp on it. But and in
Yes.
fairness, he fucking
And
did.
Into
It
that.
was
That's
a nice
I'm gonna
nice
say it.
stop.
the prettiest knockouts I've seen in a while. It
Yeah.
was the thing of beauty to watch. Like,
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Very satisfying finish to a fight.
yeah.
The only bad thing about those very, very quick knockouts is that you don't necessarily get to showcase any development made since your
Don't
loss.
learn a lot, really.
Now, that's not to say he hasn't. I've no idea what his camp has been like. I don't know what he's been brushing up on. It is possible that he's really rounded off his game.
To be honest with you, he's not one of them lads that I've taken notice of before. And then you see him dropping 2 fights and you're like, fucking whatever. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're as guilty. I'm as guilty as anyone.
See, if you might see what developments he makes, but you'll take notice of him next time.
Big time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just want to say that just after what you said there, John, I'm as guilty as anyone of in the back of your head, as soon as someone's lost 2 or 3 in a row, you start going,
Yeah.
I'm not in a rush to watch his fight.
Especially if they come in, like he lost his UFC debut. Now it was a fight of the night, but then he lost the next one. You kind of, I think it's just human nature, innit? You lose 2 in a row, and if you haven't got any kind of a legacy built up before that, it's hard to invest in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless they do something like this, like they
Exactly.
Like, you'll fucking take notice now next time you see his name.
Absolutely, yeah. You see, some fighters, I think, perform better when they have something to lose, or when they have nothing to lose. They kind of, in the back of their head, they might be thinking, well, it's back to square one. It's back to the local circuit if I don't, make people buck up and take notice of me.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that was a lovely win. He's definitely one to look forward to now. I think it'd be interesting to see who he gets next. I love that idea though.
I'd like to see him getting back in sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well, he took no damage. What did he take?
No damage at all, and
nothing.
It'd be nice to see him really build on it.
He got caught.
Wardy has a nice fast jab.
Yeah,
out with early.
Yeah,
nice couple of jabs. Then it was over too quick for him to take any kind of damage.
True. Yeah. And then the next fight, I think, was the ladies.
Yeah.
The flyweight division. It was Gillian Robertson. She's ranked 15, and she was fighting Miranda Maverick.
Major prospect.
Maverick.
Commentators, right? Yeah. Was Joe Rogan and Cormier were saying she's a massive prospect. Like,
a lot
of people have been on her. Like,
yep. I remember noticing as well at the start she has a 2.5-inch reach advantage in this fight. Yeah.
I would have backed Robertson going into that, only from what I've seen before. Robertson is fucking to watch her jiu-jitsu is a fucking. I think she's bleeding great on the ground. Like, her jiu-jitsu is fucking. It's real nice, like slick as fuck. She goes from bleeding position to position. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Very, very smooth transitions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She's won. She's on a 5 in a row streak, 2 in the UFC.
Is this
Maverick?
Miranda Maverick,
yeah.
I never seen her before.
Yeah, I actually did watch. I did see her fight against it was at 254. I can't pronounce the second name. Liana Jojua. It was a doctor stoppage. I did see that fight.
She hits heavy.
Huh?
She hits heavy.
Yeah.
She seems to have it put together. She seems she held her own on the ground against Robertson there.
Yeah.
Which I was saying to watch her jiu-jitsu. She's up there. She's up there with some of the best in that division with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But she held her own on the ground, didn't panic, got out of positions, you know what I mean? And then when she was on the feet, she lit Robertson up. Like.
I tell you what, I was the same as Marek. I maybe I did see her before, but I can't remember seeing her before. But round one for me in that fight was very, very telling. Insofar as Maverick was very competent on the feet, landed heavy shots, was not afraid whatsoever of going for a takedown. When the takedown was stuffed or defended or whatever like that, she was not afraid to go for a second takedown at the end of the round and get it. She was also, while she was a very good striker, she was very happy to be patient and wait on counters.
And I tell you, I was just
that was
looking
all in round one. She really showed a lot of her game in round one.
As well as she was throwing combos, whereas Robertson throwing one shot, looking for a take, one shot. You know what I mean?
Her combos are absolutely fucking beautiful. Head, body, legs, body, head, body. Really nice mix up.
It was Joe. The other thing is though, I was just looking there. Gin Robertson is very experienced.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
she had like 10 amateur fights, and that was her 15th pro fight.
She's young though as well. Isn't she about 30?
What is she? She's very young. She's 25.
Is she? Jesus,
she's 25.
She came off a TUF.
Yeah. She's lost 2 in a row now. She's lost 3 of her last 5.
She's lost 3 of her last 5.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know whether I'd write her off.
No, not at that age. At 25, no.
Because round 2 was a very different tale.
Yeah, she controlled 4 minutes of round 2.
She really did. I mean, she's very fluid, and if she gets a hold of you, she's like Velcro. You know that way. You know when you're watching it and you're actually imagining how annoying and exhausting it must be to have someone like that strapped onto you, just latched on. You're trying to scrape them off. I think at one stage she was trying to, peel her off against the cage, and she was just not having it at all. And she had a
one position, she's straight back into another one.
Yep. For example, the takedown. She went in for the takedown, and because she didn't get the takedown, she merely transitioned from a double leg to kind of swivel around and drag her down from behind.
Yeah.
It was so. It wasn't like it was one of those ones where, because I don't know anything about grappling and I don't know anything about wrestling or anything like that, but it was that transition where it didn't look like 2 separate moves.
Yeah,
it looked like the whole thing from takedown attempt to transition of direction to actual takedown from behind was all one single move.
Chain wrestling.
It was fucking beautiful to watch. But like you said, John, the minute she had her down, she controlled the action from that point. She landed a lot of ground and pound. There was a lot of what would you call it? Being in survival mode for what's her name? Maverick. Yeah.
Yeah. So going into round 3, it was 1-1. We had it like.
Definitely 1-1. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I know Maverick escaped in the last 20 seconds and landed a couple of nice strikes, but I don't think that was enough to clinch it back.
Although 2 of the judges had a 30-27.
I know, I've seen that, yeah.
I know. Like, fucking hell, like.
There's no accounting for
minutes. There's no way you lose it.
Like, yeah, you're like, what fight were you watching? Like, what was it you were watching?
Fucking judges, man, are a massive bleeding problem. Nearly as bad as the glove.
Yeah.
Serious problem.
Yeah. But well, I had a 1-1 going into the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
But I had Miranda winning it though.
Yeah, at the end of round 3, obviously. Yeah. How old is she?
What?
How old is she?
Miranda is 23.
She's loads of time to develop.
So much time.
Yeah. See why she's a prospect.
And she already looks quite well-rounded.
Yeah.
But like you said there, John, at round 3, I think Maverick knew it was one apiece because she came out, even though they were probably both knackered, she came out very busy at the start of the round. She was throwing a lot of heavy shots. You could tell that she was looking for heavy damage or a finish.
Yeah, notice Robertson as well was very desperate on the takedowns in round 3. She's diving into legs, and they were getting stuffed. And then she's getting lit up as well.
And as well as that,
taking a couple of shots and all, and then she's desperate again, shooting in. Like, it's just, there wasn't round 3.
Like Maverick,
she did look tired to me.
She defended 1 or 2 takedowns and actually ended up taking Robertson's back.
Yes.
Off the defended takedown. So yeah, you're right. She was definitely a little bit more panicky or something like that. Yeah.
Good fight. It was a good fight. Yeah. Enjoyed it.
It was a very good fight.
Definitely Maverick's fight.
I mean, the fact that at the end of round 3, Robertson was on her back and Maverick was on her feet, landing ground strikes, kind of that as well. I mean, that's always going to look good for you if you finish standing above your opponent. Even though all you're doing is kicking their legs, it's that visual of your opponent on the ground, you standing and you hitting them.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would have scored it, 2 rounds to 1, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, she's another one. It'll be interesting to see what happens with. I mean, she was ranked. No, she wasn't ranked. Robertson was ranked 15. So did that change?
Well, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
Maverick entered the top 20.
Yeah. Well, you'd like to see her take Robertson's place.
Yeah.
I think they're both very young.
Yeah.
You know, I suppose.
You'd like to think that they don't push Maverick too fast, too soon.
Yeah, let her develop, let her go with it.
There's always a fear when a fighter puts a bit of a stamp on and starts looking very well-rounded and very kind of an exciting fighter, and then you get a point where at some matchup there's being fed to the lions.
Yeah, well,
I think it's favors for anyone.
It's a big problem in a division that's not necessarily stacked. That someone comes on, the champion is blowing people away. Someone comes on, gets 2 or 3 fights, and all of a sudden goes from outside the top 10 to number 2 or 3.
Yeah,
way before they should.
Yeah,
I don't like seeing that happen.
I'd like to see her just keep going another 18 months, then get into the top 10, another 18 months. Like, she's 23, like.
Yeah, plenty of time. Plenty of time. When was our last fight? How long ago was our last fight?
It wasn't that long ago.
So she's fought like what, twice maybe in the last year?
Probably now. Miranda Maverick. She fought. She's fought. That was her 3rd fight in basically a 12-month period.
Yeah.
February 2020 to March 2021. She fought 3 times.
I'd be a more of a proponent of not necessarily taking a break, but maybe concentrating on polishing up aspects of the game before you go rushing into another one.
Yeah.
Isn't that the danger? I suppose without wanting to sound like an outlet, it's the danger of being young, isn't it? You're like healthy, we can go.
Yep.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
Busy. And I suppose that's the danger of it. That's why she will get pushed, I suppose.
Absolutely, yep. Big time. It really is the danger where it's a case of, I'm still in my early 20s. I can take 4, 5, 6 fights a year. And we all know, we've seen it happen before. It's a fucking unforgiving sport.
Yeah.
You start taking damage in training, regardless of what age you are. You start getting knockout losses in a row because you're rushing into fights.
Yeah.
And before you know it, those same people who are pushing for you don't even remember your name within a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Yeah. You see it happen, like, look at Darren Till.
Yeah.
I suppose, prime example, isn't he?
I think he was pushed way too soon.
Yeah.
Oh, massive. So was, what's his fucking name? We seen him that night in the O2. Fucking name. No, it's gone. Remember fucking Donald Cerrone fought him, had him on the ground and was absolutely devastating him with leg kicks on the ground. Do you remember him? Fucking
Oh,
name.
yeah.
Killing me now.
Yeah, I know the fella you're talking about, yeah.
We seen him fight Benson Henderson up in Bellator that night, up at the Tree Arena.
Yep.
He was a prime example. He was, I think, he was undefeated until he fucking ran into Cowboy.
Yeah.
And Cowboy fucking butchered him. He went on a losing streak then. He ended up got booted.
As well as that,
That
you
wasn't-
seem to.
No.
Who have you got?
Brandon Thatch, was it?
No.
Who the fuck was it? Let me look it up. Say his bleeding name to me. I know what's in.
But I was just going to say, while you're searching there, you seem to see it sometimes in a lot of divisions that are very shallow.
Yeah.
Where you just get people kind of, oh, quick, you'll do as a challenger, like what we saw Amanda Nunes last week.
Yeah.
You just get fast tracked into a title shot because there's no one else left.
And
we saw it with John Jones. Look, when John Jones was the champ, he was getting fed people, and I think this is, like him, love him or hate him, this stands to show how good he actually is when you're getting fed people like Anthony Smith and Thiago.
Yeah.
You're getting fed these type of monsters, and he was just putting these lads away, making shit of them. Thiago Santos.
All right, wait a sec. Just walk away. Miles Jordan.
Shit, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good night of fights, actually.
Yeah.
What I was going to say to you is, what about the next fight on the card?
Sean O'Malley.
I thought he looked unbelievable. I picked that one wrong. I had picked Almeida. I thought, just having lost a couple, I thought he was going to be. And look, listen, he was up for it. He was ready to go, but O'Malley was a different class. Fucking hell, that's the best he's ever looked by a mile.
Yeah,
came back strong.
He came back strong.
He came back strongly.
Started off fast, throwing loads of those oblique leg kicks.
Yeah. Like Almeida's fast to watch.
Yeah.
Almeida's line, and he reminds me of Barboza.
Yeah.
He's fucking like lining with the mic. And O'Malley made him look slow. O'Malley made him look bleeding amateur.
And the fucking accuracy.
Yeah.
If he missed anything, like, it was fucking ridiculous.
Not only the accuracy, the sheer volume of feints that O'Malley throws.
Yeah.
And threatens with twisting the hips.
Yeah.
He was
dashing in and then dashing back.
Looking for the spinning. He was
constantly looking for that kind of stuff. That has to, I mean, you can't ignore all of that.
No.
As an opponent. You can ignore some feints, but you fail to ignore all of them because some of them aren't going to be feints.
Yeah.
That's that head kick. Very early in round one, caught with a hoof and a head kick.
Yeah.
He follows. Then obviously, there's the point where, and this is one of my pet hates.
The walk off.
Saying it, the walk off. I hate it. I hate it. I know it makes for highlight reels, and I know it makes for great fucking promotion for yourself on social media. I hate it. I can't say how much I detest it.
Don't like it.
Tell us how you really feel.
But just, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It should be drummed into you.
I don't understand it.
Into you. Unless that ref gets between you and your opponent, you keep on fucking pouring it on.
Yeah.
He hit him with a lovely kick. He hit him with a left that knocked him straight off his feet onto his arse.
Out there, he would have finished that fight.
No problem. He would have finished that fight. He just walked off.
Yeah.
He did the same thing again when it came
twice,
to it.
Yeah. So that happened in round one, right? I mean, in fairness to Almeida, he got straight back up.
Yeah.
He was straight back on his feet. He is.
Yeah.
He's very
Took
tough.
a lot of shots.
Yeah.
He took a
Doesn't
lot.
Rogan think he's out of the shooter box?
That's right,
Yeah.
shoot the box, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
They bring killers, they do.
Yeah.
Round 2, I think O'Malley started mixing it up a bit more. I mean, he was still throwing those oblique leg kicks to the knee, which looked absolutely horrible. Absolutely.
He a bit of trouble. You see him shaking his leg out a couple of times.
Yeah. Think about it, for all the people that throw those, very few people actually land them.
Yeah.
Like Jones lands them a bit, one or two others, but
O'Malley is very accurate with them
consistently.
Yeah. And I tell you what, his front kicks are.
Yeah.
His front kicks are
full extending on the extends it. Okay. He's out there with them like
but he sits into it. It's not a push kick. It's a damaging kick.
It is. I think like he's after setting himself. Like I think everyone after his last fight, the injury. I think a lot of people were wondering, is he going to be all that? What's he going to look like when he comes back?
Yeah.
He looked unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. When before the fight he lost, I was like, this lad's running for the title.
I'm a big fan, man.
Oh yeah,
his distance control.
I think Vera just fought the clever fight with him. Took the leg under him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down, is he fading out now? Like, do you know what I mean? Is he? Yeah. Is that his game over? He's coming back now, and you're back on the train again.
Yeah, big time.
Train, like saying he's going for the title.
Look, he's a handful for anyone.
Yeah.
Top 2, 3, 4. None of them are thinking, can't wait to fight Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
No one. Because he's a fucking nightmare.
He's a savage. Yeah, he's definitely running for the title.
Yeah.
Round 3, you could see those knee oblique kicks to the knee were starting to fucking add up.
Yeah.
Thomas Almeida looked like he was under some form of distress.
Well, I suppose it's one of those kicks, isn't it? That, like, how would you say it? It's not like those big, heavy leg kicks, but it's something I think it nearly just plays with your mind more. That you're landing it in and around your knee, you're coming forward.
Yeah.
It's that thing of, it's, how would you say it? It's almost taking you're trying to, like, the whole thing about O'Malley, his distance control is unbelievable. The way he fights, you're going to have to try and get close to him. What you have to worry about close and distance already is the head kicks, is the spinning, is this, and then you're worried about your head, your hands, but then you're worried about taking the fucking knee off you just as you're edging into striking range, just as you're starting to maybe corner him or get a read on his movements or moving in, and then it's the oblique kick to the knee, but he lands it. So it's something you actually have to worry about. Not that it's kind of annoying. A lot of people throw it and it's a bit annoying. It kind of touches, he lands it. And he lands it in and around the same place with good power all the time.
Yeah, and keep in mind, for people that don't know, I would take front kicks to the body all day over one oblique kick to the knee.
Misery.
Because an oblique kick to the knee technically is a fucking career ender if it lands properly.
Yeah.
As you're coming in and you straighten up, bang.
Yeah.
See
I remember a long time ago we used to do kickboxing with Mark Rogan, Paul, Mark Rogan.
Yeah.
And the instructor, I can't remember his fucking name for now, but he showed us that kick.
That's
and he always
that side kick.
That competition. It was illegal to throw it in competition.
If
a lad walks up to you on the street and you throw that, he says you'll send him to the bleeding hospital straight away. It's a horrible bleeding thing to do to someone.
Yeah.
And, you can't protect your knee.
No.
You're saying you're worrying about your head, you're worrying about your body. You know what I mean? You're like that or whatever. But it's not bad for that.
No.
And how do you you can check the calf kicks. Now they're saying people are copping onto it. You can check a calf kick. You can check a leg kick. How do you check a fucking front kick to the knee?
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
You have to hope that you're able to read the timing on it, and
I'm surprised I haven't seen it more. John Jones, I think, was one of the lads that brought it.
Yeah.
Into the limelight, if you will.
Yeah.
People aren't showing it. To be honest. It's a fucking.
He's the first one though. O'Malley's definitely the first one that seems to have the use of it down effectively on a regular basis. It's not that he threw one and landed it. It's he must have landed it 7 or 8 times over the course of the fight.
Yeah.
And you could say it did add up and give Almeida a hassle.
Definitely.
His O'Malley's straight left is beautiful as well.
Yeah.
It's like a tracer round, isn't it? It just goes straight to the target.
Isn't that what he knocked Eddie Wineland out?
Yeah.
It is. Straight on the button. Bang.
It was a straight right, wasn't it?
Straight right.
Oh, was that? I thought it was a left. I thought it was one of his lefts.
You thought it was straight right.
Left, right again.
No.
That's me to help you out with that.
But his timing is just
the like
his
you were
biggest
saying,
attribute for me is his timing.
Yeah, it's his timing and his accuracy.
Accuracy, like.
He doesn't throw anything except for the occasional spinning. Well, in fairness, I think any spinning attack he threw, he actually landed, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't think he fucking missed with anything the whole
He
fight.
did miss with one thing. He missed in round 2. Missed with that flying knee that landed him on his own back.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That was all really.
True, yeah.
Let's have a little smile at the end of that as well.
Yeah. And then, like you said, then at round 3, when he throws a left and he knocks Thomas Almeida off his feet, and he was just about to start walking off, and then he probably thought, "Oh, hang on a second, shit."
In there quicker, I think.
He should have been in there quicker because Almeida was out of it, and that
fisted Almeida after that.
That last right.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was lights out. It was a very impressive performance, and as he said himself, it was kind of a big fuck you as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he's not ranked, is he?
Almeida is actually no, I don't think he is ranked.
He was coming off 2 losses, I think, or 3 losses. I don't know if he was ranked.
Yeah. He's in a precarious position.
Yeah.
Let's see him. He's a good lad to watch.
He's a good lad to watch. He was game. It wasn't like it's not like he just stood there and got battered. He constantly took the fight to O'Malley.
Yeah. I'd hate to see him go out on that.
Yeah, same here. I have to say,
O'Malley's a big new generation, fucking making a run for a bleeding title in a hurry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So to lose to him isn't a shameful fucking loss. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. O'Malley looks like a future title holder. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He has the skills.
The Figueiredo has a title in that division.
Marco.
Say it again.
Sorry, did we wake you up there?
Yeah, sorry. Are we interrupting something? Sorry, are we bothering you?
Who's the title holder actually? Who is it?
Figueiredo.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a cracker of a fight.
Would, wouldn't it?
Jesus. He
Well,
would have the speed advantage there actually.
Don't know, but O'Malley would obviously have the reach.
Yeah, he would have the reach.
Jeez, that'd be a cracker. I'd say you'd want O'Malley to have another 2 fights, really, wouldn't you?
Minimum, another 2 fights.
Jesus, that would be a fucking cracker of a fight.
Check there and see has the rankings changed for O'Malley? Has he entered any sort of ranking position?
Tell you now. Jeez, I'm just thinking now that fight would be a fucking
storm.
Be.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. O'Malley, don't think he is.
Actually, who's in the top 5 in that division?
O'Malley's only 26 as well.
Yeah, he's only a kid then.
Yeah.
He's only a couple of years younger than me.
26.
I'm going to say this now. I still think there might be a slight question mark over his overall long-term physical durability.
Because
of the kind of litany of injuries he's racked up over quite a short fucking span of time.
Yeah.
Including training injuries.
Yeah, true, yeah. Wasn't he pulled from a fight before?
Yeah, like, I mean, those injuries don't just go away. It's not like, I mean, that's a cumulative effect that you're going to rack up.
Absolutely.
If I'm right here, O'Malley's a bantamweight, isn't he?
Yep.
Yes.
So the title, we have Figueiredo's wrong. Figueiredo's a flyweight.
Okay.
Right.
So it's Sterling, remember?
Aljo. Oh yeah, from the last fucking
Aljo
insane
and
fucking
Peter
title
Yan,
shot.
yeah. But you know what? Peter
Bizarre.
Yan and O'Malley be a fucking cracker of a fight as well.
But be honest with you, if it ends up O'Malley and Aljo, I would put all my money on O'Malley.
Yes.
If it ends up O'Malley and Yan, that's a different ball game altogether.
Yeah, the rankings. So the rankings obviously a bit weird with Aljamain being that winning the fight in that way. So that's going to be a fight between him and Peter Yan. I don't know when that's scheduled. Yeah, he's getting the rematch. And then number two was Sandhagen, who I really like.
I like Sandhagen. I
Then
really like. He's another one.
It's a good fight.
Oh, listen, Sandhagen, O'Malley. But O'Malley, I suppose we're jumping ahead here. Yeah. O'Malley isn't even ranked in top 15.
Yeah. Right.
So it's the top 5 is Sandhagen, Rob Font, Cardi Garbrandt, and then Jose Aldo at 5. Marlon Moraes at 6. Frankie Edgar 7. Pedro Munez 8. Dominic Cruz is back in the top 10 at 9. And Rafael Assunção at 10.
It's weird, isn't it? That the top 5 are kind of the newer era of fighters.
Yeah.
And from 6 to 10 are kind of the older guard. So you can almost see actual visual changing of the guard there.
And really Marlon Vera, the fella who beat O'Malley, is creeps in at 15.
It's a weird position because O'Malley has to go through a killer's fucking road to get to the top 5.
Yeah.
That's not a nice corridor to have to walk down.
So, or listen, we probably need to temper what we're saying a bit. Listen, O'Malley is unbelievable. He's relatively untested.
Yeah, when it comes to those sort of fighters ahead.
Wouldn't you?
Wait, what you say, John?
He's been a bit of a war, get his chin tested.
Yeah.
See how he reacts to real pressure and.
I'd like to see him get dropped.
See how he reacts.
Just see how he handles something like that. Yeah. Like when some fighters end up in kind of a panic zone, what he has to offer to survive. Yeah. Okay, next fight on that card, Tyron Woodley, who was ranked at the time of that fight. Tyron Woodley was ranked 7.
Was he?
In the welterweight division? Yeah, and he was fighting Vicente Luque, I think is how you pronounce it. Who was ranked 10.
I like Luque.
I do. I like him.
Keep an eye on the time, lads. We're 46 minutes, I think.
We're 37 minutes. You fucking weird.
I think that's Woodley done, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It is. I mean,
why hang around?
Well, I think Woodley went looking for a fucking knockout on that fight because he hasn't got anything else. Everything he's tried while he was champion, everything he done is now failing him.
Yeah.
Against anyone that goes up against him. So what he did was in that fight he went looking for a knockout. Yeah. And Luque is the wrong person to do that with because Luque has been in some wars. I've seen him in a fight with Brian Barberena. Barberena is not Woodley, obviously, but it was a fucking they fucking threw down, do you know what I mean? And,
you have to question that tactic, right? Though.
Yeah, 100%.
Like what was
the whole game is going out the window? What do we do? Swing for the fences?
And do you know what though? Someone else was talking about. Weirdly, that fight got fight tonight, which I thought was a bit weird. But the other thing was
only a couple of minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah. Someone was saying about he looked better in those few minutes than he had in ages, and I kind of went back and looked at it, and I was like, listen, his hands were fast. He was fast and powerful looking. He looked in good shape, but there was quite a lot of times when he was kind of looking at the ground and throwing, and he was
right hand, yeah.
Oh, like if that's all you're hoping for at that level,
But that's what I mean by he just threw everything else out the window and he went looking for the knockout. Fucking throwing the overhand right.
I think
it did land for him. It landed once, twice, maybe.
That's
where was his wrestling? He was Division 1 wrestler. Where's his wrestling gone?
I think there's a certain psychological thing that happens, and we're probably going to brush on this and then talk about the next fight. But I think there's a certain psychological thing that happens, and especially in people who are not naturally strikers. As soon as they're in a fight with a striker and they have a little bit of success striking, they seem to get lulled into the sudden false sense of I can hang here, and I'm going to push forward and I'm going to go for the knockout.
Ronda Rousey.
it's they suddenly step into, okay, I'm not saying Tyron Woodley can't knock people out. I'm not saying he can't strike. He can, obviously. But when you're stepping into a realm of someone who's been doing striking training for maybe a decade longer than you, that's uncharted territory.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was very fucking evident when we seen how that round played out. He did wobble Luque.
He did, yeah.
He did wobble him, and I think that gave him a boost of confidence. And he started throwing heavy leather after there was a bit of clinch and a bit of a takedown attempt.
Tell in the sense of, as you were saying, someone that's been striker their whole careers, like O'Malley, like McGregor, like some of these the top level strikers.
Yeah.
The difference is you could line up the two fights together. Is that when you see someone getting hurt, a real striker that is then looking for it.
Yes.
You see, like watching the picking their shots, like O'Malley. Everything's so accurate. What did Woodley do?
He just starts swinging.
The big overhand right, the big swing. A striker that's striking for like that a decade more than him. They hurt some. They don't get excited as such.
Yeah.
They actually sometimes need to take a step back.
Yeah.
And start picking their shots.
Me and you, Mark, were talking about this before. I can't remember what fight it was. But there's a massive difference, and you see it especially if someone is hurt, right? And they cover up, they do this thing where they turtle up, and someone who's not a natural striker will just start lashing punches in.
Yeah.
And the person, they'll weather the storm and they'll survive. If someone turtles up in front of a proper decorated striker, that striker will stop, watch the target, and stick an uppercut up in between the gloves. And that's the difference. It's as simple as that. And that's the immovable object that Woodley came up against.
Yeah,
he just came up against someone who was not going to get flustered under a load of heavy strikes.
Yeah,
it's.
I think Luque he's a silent killer in that division. Like,
yeah,
I don't think he's champion.
He might be. Yeah, he might be.
Hold the title, but he's a savage.
He might be underrated.
The ground, like, what?
He might be underrated in the top 10. I think
he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that's Woodley though is done, and I don't think there's any need for him to hang around. He had a great career. He was a champion.
Yeah.
He'd highlight real stoppages. He was dominant. It's done now.
We're talking a lot about Woodley. Let's just for a second. That was a fucking lovely submission.
Yeah, it was pretty, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a lovely submission. He sank in. He was very calm about it. He didn't rush. He didn't panic.
He
got in the right position and just sank it in, and then just tightened it up, and that was it.
Yeah.
Who's
next? Who do you reckon he'll get next now, Luque?
Okay. It was in the top. What would you say he was? 7? 8?
He was 10.
10. So
Woodley was 7 at the time of that fight.
I'd say Luque is now 6.
So he needs someone in the top 5 minimum, maybe. Who's ranked 3 or 4?
3 is Leon Edwards, 4 is Masvidal, 5 is Stephen Thompson.
Masvidal has a fight lined up already.
So does Leon Edwards.
Maybe Thompson, but I put my money on Luque. That'd be an interesting matchup of striker styles.
Yeah.
Who's Edwards fighting now?
Leon Edwards. Who's he fighting next? I think I was only looking at something.
Maya friend, he had a fight.
Huh?
Damian Maya. See, after signing to fight someone?
Possibly.
Bilal Muhammad.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Who was it that he's fighting next? Oh, 262, Nate Diaz.
Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but I suppose the type of fighter what do you say? Luque is that whoever he fights is gonna be worth watching because he's not someone that's laying prey. He's not boring. He's there to fight.
He's a finisher. He's a killer.
Yeah.
He's not there to win decisions. He's there to finish fights. So whoever he's up
naturally fucking knockout power as well. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not he's a muscle head going out there and fucking tearing heads off. He just looks naturally bleeding strong.
Again, looking forward to see who he gets matched up at next. And then, obviously, the main event. So we had the heavyweight champ, Stipe, fighting again for the second time, Francis Ngannou. And I had this wrong because I thought Miocic has the advantage of just being generally a smart fighter, and he's fought Ngannou before, and he has a lot more kind of, what would you call it, a lot more strings to his bow when it comes technique and options and all that kind of stuff.
Big surprise there for me was first off Ngannou coming out and throwing a bleeding leg kick.
Leg kick, yeah, and it was a nice one. Nice little solid leg kick. Nothing flashy about it.
I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong on this, but in round one, Stipe seemed stumped on how to get on the inside and avoid the power.
Yeah.
And him as a wrestler, I thought he'd fucking come out and just shoot a bleeding double leg straight away. You know what I mean? Well, maybe not, but I thought he would have had more about him to get on the inside and avoid them fucking big shots. Like,
sure.
I think their game plan this time, like they were on about it as being the same game plan as the last time, but it didn't look like that at all.
No.
It looked like, and the fact he came in so light, like he came in 12 pounds lighter than the first time they fought.
There was probably
30 pounds in the difference.
30 pounds of difference.
But like, so that made to me that I was thinking, that's like a jab and move way.
Yeah.
Kind of way. It's distance, it's jab, move, loads of movement. I don't know, like how long can you stay away from someone like Ngannou?
Yeah.
Whereas how did he beat him the first time? Was he looked noticeably that 12 pounds was muscle. You could see the difference. He was way thicker in the chest than he was this time around, and he mixed up very well his striking and his wrestling.
Yeah,
it was like this time he was only going to do like, I'll be boxing now, then I'll stop that, then I'll wrestle. There seemed to be a real disjoint to Anthony was doing.
Yeah.
I don't think he looked well.
I don't think he didn't look like he didn't even look like the Stipe, never mind from the first fight, but from the Cormier fight.
Yeah.
Do you know, he just I don't know.
He didn't look there. He didn't look on.
On the other side of that coin, though, what I would say is, while I expected Ngannou to have, I know we didn't actually see it, but while I expected Ngannou to have maybe brushed up on a lot of wrestling, what instead it seemed was that he tightened his striking.
Yeah.
There wasn't as much swinging monstrous punches out of nowhere.
In that one exchange, the wrestling exchange, he did look very comfortable and
quick.
Very
calm. Yeah, very calm.
He got around that back pretty quickly.
He did, yeah.
Do you think he just overpowered Miocic? Like,
I mean, he landed a fucking head kick.
What?
He landed a head kick on Miocic.
Yeah.
Again, and a pretty tasty one.
He wasn't gassed after the first round.
No.
He was quite calm. Like.
He was very calm, very relaxed.
And worst fight, he was gassed in the first round.
Yeah, he was. He was really. You could see it. The first round, he was.
But this time around,
the power he has though it's fucking.
He was relaxed. He was listening to what was said to him. It's a scary thing if he gets that side of his game together. Like,
the power is unbelievable, isn't it?
Right.
Fucking hell.
It really is frightening. I was looking at it, the camera panned around to his back. Muscles in his fucking back, man.
He's massive.
Monster.
He's huge.
Massive.
Monster.
Huge.
But like I said, he was Ngannou seemed to be content to land a lot more lighter shots than the one big enormous shot.
Yeah.
Now,
definitely more patient.
In fairness, he did land the one big enormous shot, but there was a lot of patience, a lot of calm, and a lot of putting shots in the bank to worry. I mean, like we said earlier on, Miocic got called into that. He got drawn into that fist fight.
Yeah.
He came in off balance.
Yeah.
He came in off balance. He crossed his feet.
He might have even said it himself.
Weirdly, it wasn't a massive big, like it wasn't like a massive big
No,
left,
it wasn't.
a big bang. He seemed to throw it nice and quick and tight.
It was just perfect. This is it. This is the difference. This is what alerted me to it. I went back and watched the whole fight again, and you'll notice that instead of all power, his shots are much more accurate.
Yeah.
If you watch that fight again and watch the first time they fought. The difference in striking is completely different. I don't know if he brought someone new into his camp. I don't actually know.
He did change up a lot of his trainers and stuff as well.
But the striking is markedly different insofar as the power has been toned down in preference for much more accurate shots.
Accuracy.
Not like they say, not every shot has to take your head off, no matter how hard you hit.
Yeah.
You just need to land.
Yeah. I don't think we need to see.
If he didn't throw this big fucking haymaker to knock him out, if it was just there,
bang,
yeah,
scary thing.
Yeah. I don't think we need to see an immediate rematch there either. I don't think there's any point. If Stipe wants to fight again, let him get a fight, and if he wins, fair enough.
Yeah.
Seen Cormier saying, was it Cormier that said it? Should drop down to 205.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible idea. He's not the biggest heavyweight.
No, he's not. No.
And he could be a good, solid and light heavyweight.
What was he? 231 or something, was he?
Something like that, yeah.
2. He didn't look like he had a whole lot left to lose, though, did he?
I didn't think so.
6'4", like 38.
Maybe, I suppose. See, I forgot the age. He doesn't look that old.
38?
38, yeah.
What's Ngannou, 40?
I don't know, actually. No, I think Ngannou was a little bit younger than that. I think he's like 34.
Me and Mort were looking at that the other day. I think he's about bleeding 40.
Is he?
Shout out to Mort. On the Mort.
Mort? No, Francis Ngannou was 34.
Yeah, 34, yeah.
And older.
On the Mort.
I don't. Yeah, the heavyweight division is a little bit of a weird one, isn't it? I mean, who did he put him in against next? They're saying Derek Lewis is there, but if they fought that time was fucking horrendous.
Remember, Jones is coming into the heavyweight division.
That's the thing. If they can get that fight done,
yeah. But he's looking for 50 million for it or something, isn't he?
Nonsense.
Like the top. So Stipe, who he's beaten, Derek, who beat him, but that was an awful fight.
Yeah.
Curtis Blades, I think he's beaten, hasn't he?
Yeah, Curtis Blades is
Curtis Blades.
Is he in the top 10? Is he
number 3?
Curtis Blades, has he not been going on a downward slope lately?
No, he lost his last fight to Derek Lewis, but before that, I think he was on
Cyril Gain.
Yeah.
Alexander Volkov. I'd actually prefer Cyril Gain to be kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying there a minute ago. They're pushing him.
Yeah.
Jairzinho Rosenstruck.
I like Volkov.
Yeah. Fucking Ngannou again is.
Yeah.
Do you have any interest in that?
Not really, no.
Really?
No. The heavyweight division, especially the top 10, is in a bit of a weird state at the moment.
The lad's coming through. The English lad, what's his name?
Aspinall.
Yes, he's an interesting lad to watch.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Again,
you need another year or so.
Tai Tuivasa.
No.
Tai Tuivasa. He's after winning his last couple as well, I think. So.
Yeah, but again,
he's not ranked at all.
No.
Is he not?
Tuivasa. Tom Aspinall is 13.
I'd like to see him making not a run, but I'd like to see him up there in the next fucking year and a half.
Start knocking on the door, kind of thing.
There's another fella. He's a bleeding someone's brother. What's his fucking name? Read out the heavyweights there, Markley.
Right, so we have 15. Stipe 1, Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades, Cyril Gain, Volkov, Rosenstruck, Abdurakhimov, Shamil Abdurakhimov, Walt Harris, Augusto Sakai, Chris Daukaus, Martin Tibura.
Chris Daukaus.
Huh?
Daukaus.
Chris Daukaus. I don't actually know. I don't know if
he's the last. I think either last 2 or 3 he's ended his fights in knockout.
Okay.
Handy lad to watch.
Oh, I have seen him. Yeah.
I can't remember who he fought now, but I think nobody's. But
he is fighting. The last fight he fought was against Olenek. He actually looked good.
Yeah.
Stopped him in the 4th round.
4th round, yeah. I think the fight before that was a 4th round finish as well.
It was. And the fight before that.
Yeah. Yeah.
First
so
1, 2 walks, 250.
That's a good size for heavyweight.
Yeah.
But I think, listen, the fight, let's be honest, the fight we want to see is Jones moving up.
Of course, it is, absolutely. I mean, Jones does it, again, this is probably a conversation for a whole other show. Does the champion from one division deserve an immediate shot at the belt when he changes?
Well, said that in my opinion on that, if someone clears out their division and moves up, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the reality is, it makes business sense. Champion versus champion sells.
It is
Jones deserves that shot.
Yeah.
Whereas Blachowicz moved up, he wouldn't deserve that shot.
Yeah. True. It's very
you know what I mean? Like, it all depends on the person.
Yeah.
I think.
No, I'd agree with you, yeah. If you're clearing out a division, you're moving up. Yeah. And listen, in an ideal world, you'd like to see them fight once. But the reality is, money talks, it's business. Champion v champion sells, like.
Yeah. Just before we go, there's a card coming up next week, and it is, I don't know what this is, the UFC on ABC. I don't know what ABC is, whether it's a channel or
over there, have they? ABC
and it's what's his name? God damn it, what's his name? Marvin Vittori. Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland stepping in because Till broke his collarbone.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I'm being 100% honest with you, there's quite a few fighters in here who I actually am not that familiar with. There's your man Dawkins. It's his brother Kyle Dawkins is fighting on that card at middleweight. There's Nina Ansarov against Mackenzie Dern. Sam Alvey against Julia Marquez. Mike Perry is fighting Daniel Rodriguez. Jim Miller is on the prelims. Jim Miller is fighting somebody called Joe Selecki. I'd never heard of him. There's John McDessie, who I used to like. I haven't seen him in a while. He's fighting on the prelims. So there's a couple of fights on the main card that'll probably end up being interesting, but a couple of them, I'll be 100% honest with you, a couple of them would be unknowns to me now. But that'll be, I suppose, I think we'll probably have another chat between now and then, but that'll be our next card that we'll actually be reviewing.
Yeah.
So I think our next time we meet up, we will probably do something a little bit different than reviewing a card, but we leave it till next week to let people find out what's going on.
Sweet.
And until then, keep rocking, etc.
Nice one.
Oh yeah, by the way, hang on. Kraken, hit me up.
What
piece
of shit.
You're such a whore.
Fucking hell.
You know it. Right, see you later.
All right, go on.
Bye.